So one common thing that I would always see between a lot of people who are planning on buying an iPhone was whether they would buy basically a smaller iPhone or whether they would buy a bigger iPhone. As most of us know, Apple makes tons of different products, including many different iPhones in general. So the main question in hand is, what is the better specific iPhone that you should go ahead and pick up? Whether you should buy a bigger iPhone or whether you should go ahead and buy a smaller iPhone of sorts. Now, in my experience, the best thing I would definitely tell you is that, in my opinion, if you're getting some sort of smaller device, let's say you are getting some sort of like smaller iPhone, well, the best thing you can keep in mind is that it is probably going to be one of those devices that's going to be the most suitable for the most amount of people out there. So in my experience, that if you were going to go ahead and buy some sort of, smaller type of iPhone, you were going to be getting specific things like a potentially, a better feeling in the hand. You could be getting a cheaper iPhone. Typically, the smaller ones are cheaper. You could be getting a few options like that, which I think is really good. You can also spec out the storage, maybe a little bit higher for your price tag. So if you're trying to get some sort of smaller iPhone, well, maybe you can go up in the price tag for, your storage. And there's something to keep in mind there. But with a bigger iPhone, what I've always noticed is that with that type of product, you are like almost always getting some sort of improvements in terms of not only sometimes the screen and the screen resolution and the way that type of phone feels in the hand, but in the battery life department. If we are going to go ahead and take a look at the standard iPhone 14 and we're going to compare it against the iPhone 14 Plus, keep the same storage, keep everything exactly the same, you are arguably going to be getting a better phone for the most part from something like an iPhone 14 Plus because of the extra size, because the extra bigger size battery. So in my experience, you are definitely getting some things if you're getting, a bigger sized iPhone. So at the end of the day, that is a very good thing to keep in mind as well. However, what I will say is that it kind of comes down to that price tag. Are you willing to go ahead and go up in the price tag area? If you were wanting to go ahead and pretty much, maybe if you wanted to save the most amount of money, well, getting a smaller iPhone would definitely be the better way to go from that standpoint. But to go ahead and go down in, size and whatnot, that may be a good thing, that may not be a good thing. From one thing I've definitely heard from the most amount of people is that from the media consumption standpoint, meaning that if you're trying to go ahead and if you're trying to actually go through and pretty much at the end of the day, play video games on your specific iPhone, watch movies, different things like that, you're definitely going to be getting a better experience from something like a bigger sized iPhone for the most part than if you're going through and getting a smaller sized product. So, people say the same thing about TV screens and like iPads and tablets and whatnot. It's the same exact thing with, iPhones as well. So at its core, if you're getting an iPhone 14, whether you're getting a 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max, theoretically speaking, the features and everything are going to be exactly the same. The main differences are the way the display looks. Some people kind of prefer a bigger size display, but also some people actually prefer somewhat of a bigger size battery as well. And you are pretty much always getting a bigger size battery when you are getting a bigger sized iPhone in terms of the same, landscape of products. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.